Hello everybody, it's Jackey from Jackey Paranormal. I just want to give a little story about this house I ended up finding one day, and at the time I originally found it, I had no idea of what crazy location this would end up being. So the one day I was going to see my girlfriend, and the road that I normally take was blocked off because there was an accident, and the accident led me to a detour down a road that I have never been down before, but I had always wondered what was actually down that road. And I was going along the road, and I noticed that there was this really old looking house that had clearly been abandoned for some time, and it was really overgrown with weeds, and the paint on the walls were like really fading and chipping, and even the front door was off its hinges and was leaning against the rails on the front balcony. I noticed as I drove by, so I thought that it would look like a cool place to come back with my girlfriend, because we were kind of into that kind of stuff, just like going different places and seeing like what's what. So we come back, and almost immediately when we get out of the car, it starts feeling strange. Like, you just feel like almost immediately you're being watched. And we're walking around. She has her app out just for fun, and it's called Ghost Tube. It's one that I've used before in my previous videos, and she was just using it just for fun, just to see if we would get anything at this old house. And we walk around the back of the property and notice that the back of the house is all charred, as if it were like on fire at one point. And we were just wondering what might have happened here. And something, it doesn't come through on the app, but something whispers in her ear saying it was an accident. And she was already getting like a tingling electric sensation in her arm, which is usually a sign that there is something there. And we walked around the back a little more, and she got the words on her thing that said elderly and I'm close. So that was interesting, and we kind of walked a little further back behind the property, checked out two buildings that were in the back, and nothing happened around those buildings. We didn't really get anything. And I decided to go take some photos of the actual house itself, because like the sun was setting and it actually looked quite nice. And I was in the front by myself. She was still in the backyard. And I took the one photo of the front of the house. And as I'm looking at the photo, I noticed something, and off to the right, in front of a really big tree, there appears to be a man standing there, the apparition of a man, and he has his arms crossed, and he's kind of sitting there looking at me like, what are you doing here? This is my house. And like right beside the house on the right corner, there is a faint silhouette that's just barely noticeable of a lady. And we figured that she was an elderly lady because it said elderly on my girlfriend's app. And she's pretty intuitive, and she got vibes that it was an elderly lady. So from that, we kind of figured that that was actually a haunted place, and we were making plans to go back and do like a proper EVP session and try to record some stuff there. However, well, the one day I was at my house in this very room, which is my bedroom, and I was using the Ghost Tube app because my house is haunted by a couple of spirits, and it was kind of going crazy. Like, I was getting a lot of things. Like, it said, warning, stop, and then it said, monster, camera, tree. And that was kind of alarming to me at the time because that's pretty clear. Like, it's saying something about the photo of a demand that I took in front of the tree, and that it is evil if it's saying monster. And I posted to this Facebook group that I am in, and someone was apparently using the Ronda Nautica app that led them to this house, and they were looking for some doll that the app wanted them to find. And they said that they felt the energy there too, and that it didn't feel particularly nice, and that they actually had something thrown at them. And then another person on Facebook said that they know that a paranormal team went there one time and someone had actually been possessed at that house in the basement. And she told me to, if I were wise, that I wouldn't go back there, but I can be quite stubborn sometimes, and I didn't really listen. And yeah, so like when we were there at the house doing the EVP, as you'll see in the video, the session felt pretty dark, and we were walking around the house. I was using my Ghost Tube app. I didn't really get anything too crazy on it. I could walk around the entire house fine. I walked around the whole first floor and even the upstairs, even though it was a little sketchy because the house was like rotting basically. And even on the ground floor, the floors were kind of like caving in. And then on the second floor, there were holes in the floor that fell right through to the first floor. And like I was kind of looking down into the basement, but I did not want to go down into the basement. I was feeling, it was strange. It was a very strong sense of kind of like a yin and yang, like a push and pull feeling. Like something wanted me to come down there, and like something was like trying to like keep me safe and like trying to steer me away from it. I did try taking like one or two steps down the stairs, which were very rotted and didn't look safe to go down. But then like a huge spider ended up dropping down from the ceiling right in front of me. And I was like, okay, I'm not interested in that. But yeah, the session felt very dark, and it felt like a lot was trying to come through, but it felt like stuff was being overpowered by a single entity. And it even did say, I thought I heard monster over the EVP, so it was being pretty clear about what it was, and it felt like things that were speaking during that session were trying to almost kind of conjure me to go down to the basement. But at the same time, I was also getting things saying to leave and to like not go down to the basement. It was a very interesting session, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You caught that first bit there, right? It sounded like it said fuck off at the beginning.
Yeah, that could have been my evil spirit.
Is there anyone here with us? That sounded weird.
Yeah.
Come here.
Come here.
Is there an old lady here? I say probably.
I heard no. Because I know demons, if they're on Earth, or they're haunting a house, they could always pretend to be something that it's not.
Did I just say monster?
I think it might have.
It's God something. Did you just say God's love? Something with God's love?
Gender?
Warning, and then I think it said leave.
I think if it said warning and leave, we should probably leave.
I want to say this a few minutes more.
Okay.
Who's haunting this house? Did you say I hope I find love? Get on with it. Whoa.
What?
It's really cold.
I know. Is there someone around us?
There's also a bit of bruise though, because look, that's blowing.
And over there too.
It's hard to tell.
I know.
Old.
Old?
I heard old something.
Is there an old person here?
Was that a yes? Why was there a fire? I thought I just heard an accident.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing you got on your app.
When? I don't remember getting an accident. All I got when the last time we
No,
were here.
you asked, was it an accident, and something whispered in your ear.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Did someone die as a result of the fire?
Is there something in the basement?
Well, I kind of felt like that it is haunted.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm listening.
Good luck.
I always hate it when it says turn around.
Oh, it said turn around.
A second ago, yeah.
It's hard.
You can use our... You can feel free to use our energy to try to talk. That's another light.
I also heard help. Show me your orb in my camera.
Man. I thought it said man met him at.
Oh.
Were you telling us where you met the man? Was he your husband?
Was that your orb that just went by? Did you hear a door?
No.
I heard a door. Like a door shutting. I think maybe it should be time that we leave.
Yeah, probably. We've been here a while.
Yeah. And I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. We're leaving now.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably get going.
Rest in peace.
And please